almost left in the ending there. Welcome back, episode 3 of RnR Talk. Chad Rhoades, Rory Tedimer. Opening day is past. We're already past the second game as well. We're in game 3 here for the Florence Y'alls baseball season. Tough game last night. The Y'alls lose 13-7 against the Quebec Capitales. Still a similar game hits-wise, the same actually hits-wise. 14 hits for the Y'alls, 10 hits for the Capitales. What did you see go wrong at first, Jack?
First, Jack, come over here and show your face on this. That way, if anybody doesn't hear anybody in the background, it's Jack.
Jack Spelder.
Hey guys, box office manager.
Heck of a golfer.
Golfer. You're going to get him on a putter ball then. We'll see you up on top of the dugout soon.
I'd love to do that.
All right. We got it. Jack, keep it down now. We're done in about 15 minutes. All right. Kids these days. Last night, yeah, I mean, you could look at the score, lopsided type of games being played. I was really observing how my team reacted from the night before. And I thought the offense stepped up to the plate. I thought they did exactly what they needed to do. I was very, very happy there. Obviously, when they tacked on a few more from that 9-6 to that 13, I wouldn't say the offense gave in on their approach. I just thought a little bit of the fighting back, and then unable to kind of hang up a couple zeros deflated everybody, which I think is something that can be seen. Nobody threw any ABs away as it went down towards the end, but I got to see what I wanted out of the offense. But that type of stuff trickled into the defense towards the end too. Those little things kind of add up. You're fighting so hard, and they can't get that lead back, and they keep tacking on a few little pesky runs here. But it all stemmed from one thing, man. I mean, we had 8 walks, 7 scored.
Yep.
I mean, that was the name of the game. And we knew that going into it. So I was very happy with the offense. I thought we were on the bases. I thought we were attentive. I thought there was a couple things I'm going to talk about with the team. There's a couple conversations I got today, which are good. But it was really, I was looking to see, obviously I hate losing. You're going to lose some when you're playing. I'm going to be playing 105 games. You're going to lose some. But seeing how we reacted to what we did last night, knowing it's so early, I got to see exactly what I wanted to see out of some players.
Yeah, and I was speaking to Zaid and Brian Fuentes after the game. They still had high hopes. They were, all right, scratch it. Let's go to the next one. Let's play, obviously, tonight now. And that's what you want to see out of your offense. Some players already looking past short-term memory. Baseball's all about that. Let's talk about Blake Loubier on the mound. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 7 earned. I think he's a little bit where those walks kind of got away, mainly 1 inning.
Three in a row.
Yep. 3 in a row. Tell me a little bit more about his performance, what you saw from him.
You see the flashes of what he is and what he could be, which is that's why I got him here. That's why he's here, and which is a good thing and a bad thing. It is that crux of for him, which he's gonna one of the guys I'm going to talk to today. Got a good conversation, but it's more of a self-awareness because I really don't fully believe that he knows how good he could be, that type of thing. So it's like some of those counts, like they got away from him. It was off-speed usage. We threw 183 pitches in that game. We threw 88 off-speed. So I'm a very fastball heavy type of mindset. Controlling your fastball. You can't command your fastball. You can't move it up, down, left, right. Put it where you want. And those that you can't get to the peak of where you want to go in your career. And that goes for anybody who toes the mound. If you don't have fastball command, you're not getting out of here. You're not. And so I think some of those things, the competitive juices, is something I see in him. Like he's got that. Like he has that.
Yeah.
All the factors that you look at in a guy who pitches at the highest level, he has all those. And he's 23. And so to me, the question's simple. And I'm going to say this is the question I'm going to ask him in a meeting in my office with my coaches. I'm going to ask him, how much better of a version are you going to be in 2 years from now with what you have now? And what are those aspects you're going to be better at? Because I'm not talking about your stuff. I'm talking about what. And I'm going to let him lead it a little bit, and I know exactly where the conversation is going to go. And I'm going to challenge him to start doing those things now.
Yeah.
And if he can do those now, that's what's going to get him out of here. Obviously, he needs to string together 2 or 3 good performances in a row. On the bump, I had him at 4. He was capped at 4 last night anyway because I wanted to piggyback. But the chain's off now. It's we're going 5. You're going to get pitches are going to start creeping up a little bit. It is your ball game. Last night I thought he put a little bit too much pressure on himself, but that goes back to one of the things I want to talk to him about. It goes back to that young part. So take those factors out, take that 1 inning out, and overall I didn't think it was a terrible performance. But to me, it was lack of consistent controlling of the zone. It wasn't one part of the zone he controlled with his heater. Didn't mean he couldn't get his off speed over and keep him off balance and get the outs when he needed them, but there was no consistency to pound certain parts of the zone to force them off his off speed and make things quick.
Yeah, and obviously he did have a tough time locating with the walks as well, but also home runs. I mean, you got to talk about 7 RBIs via the bomb. That solo shot from McKenzie, and then a 3-run shot from McKenzie. He was 2 for 2 to begin the game with 2 bombs. And then later in the game, Gunnar Groen lets up a 3-run homer. How do you have your pitchers adjust to maybe not letting up that big hit in those situations?
Yeah, one of those things goes into what type of pitchers I look for. And specifically, you want to build pitchers, you want to build staff when you're in a team. You got to see how the park plays. You got to build staff and a team around taking advantage of where you're at. We have a really fast infield. Our turf's flat, it's fast. The ball flies here. It gets out. It gets out here and about 2 or 3 other parks very easily if you don't pitch down in the zone, if you're not looking to get ground balls, and if you try and beat a lot of guys at the top. So I try to go through the process of I want good pitchers. Doesn't necessarily mean I got all sinker-sider guys. I don't. Obviously, Loubier is not that type of guy. Obviously, some of my back-end guys are not those type of guys. So they need to focus on how to limit that damage. And to me, that goes back to pitching inside. The guys off the plate. That way you're controlling that at-bat rather than and controlling your off-speed pitches in leverage counts and behind in the count. If you can't throw off-speed for strikes, that's when big innings happen. And so if you're not controlling those counts too, you're pinning yourself to fastball counts, and we're allowing them to take big swings. And teams coming in here, the one advantage we do have, which is we'll see it play out in the long run, teams coming here see our plates as an offensive park. Obviously, there's been double digits scored in both these games, so it is an offensive park. But teams come in here, they will change their natural approach of how they play, and they'll start looking to hit homers. We can use that to our advantage. It's one of those things we talk about with our pitchers. The other thing last night in those, man, is like the McKenzie one. And I'll say this because we didn't play Quebec. We're not playing the championship. But McKenzie, in general, he's the perfect type of guy to be able to read as a hitter. What type of hitter is he? Where's his stance? What's he doing? What's he trying to do to you? We watched it all day the first day with Watson. You look at his feet, you see the angle he's approaching, you see his bat path. He's going to drive the ball to right. His pops to right. He ain't getting on anything on the inner half. If he does, he's going to roll over it. We saw it multiple times in the first game. The Watson sinker. Lube was taking note of that. The plan was to pound him in. First pitch, leaped over the middle. Did what he needed. Big situation come up after a couple walks. You're not thinking about those little things like reading the hitter. What am I doing? Oh, I'm pounding him in, getting him off the plate, finding his holes that fits with my strength. And he ended up falling into a count. Yeah, same thing. So those all, and the same with Groen's 3-run homer. A couple miscues behind him. Your mind goes out of it a little bit as far as the focus for where to go in the zone, especially against a lefty who's a pull side guy. Where can I go to not allow him to get to his strengths? So those things can be taken care of. That's what we work on, the progression of pitchability. It's not just out there throwing your pitches, seeing what type of stuff you got. There's a reason that you pitch this park and you pitch successfully, and that's knowing where to control the zone and what pitches to go to that doesn't allow them to get underneath the ball and lift it out.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, you are saying that those miscues, those walks, it does kind of get in your head. You're falling away from the game plan. But then also you brought it up, the miscues behind you. Tell me a little bit more about those pop flies in the infield. I've never.
No, both those plays they're very similar. So working pop-up priority in general as a team. So priority, outfield has priority over infield. Center field has priority over corners. When you get to the infield, shortstop has priority over everybody. Mm-hmm. And then middle guys have priority over the corners. And then that corner guys, it's kind of right to you. I don't want you going back on balls because the middle infield knows to collapse, catch those balls. Both those plays kind of floated in that Bermuda Triangle of right in between. They started in one spot, and they float it back in between. That's like that young communication right now, and it's the communication between those middle infielders, understanding those priorities, playing the team game, baby. This ain't just about getting your flies, making sure we do it right. And I thought both of those happened because of that, a little bit of hesitancy in communicating to get it. Because I thought Fuentes could have had that one. We talked about it too on Massey, but he's like, I don't want to call off Massey. I was like, it's easier, baby. He's rolling back. Like, we don't want that. Like, you're easy. You got it. Take it. And the one on Borden, I thought he was kind of floating. And I know Chavy was there waiting, and it looked like Borden was underneath it, but it was a hard one coming down, slicing on him. No excuse. But to me, it was a little bit of communication, just the way they were placed.
Okay, so a little bit more communication, not so much the light side part of it. It's playing at night with the lights above you. I don't know if it was going over the lights and you miss it.
No, you should be able to see that. The way it's coming down, especially those pop flies in the infield, it's a little bit different. But see, I thought they both got caught in territory that was kind of that uneasy on the feet for guys.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Okay. Well, that kind of wraps up that game. A lot of things that you could blame it to, but obviously baseball short term. Wrap it up and start moving on to the next one. Tell me a little bit more about Villalobos today.
Villalobos, baby. We will see Wade Richardson behind the plate with Villalobos.
Oh, wow.
We can talk about that. But Villalobos, he can really move his fastball in and out. He has the best fastball command on the team. He puts fastball where he wants. Got a little bit of ride to it. Kind of knows what to do. He's kind of been messing around with the two-seamer. I don't think he needs it too much because the command of where he controls zones, he can get in on lefties. He can get in on righties. He ain't afraid to do that. He ain't afraid to buzz guys. He ain't afraid to attack. Off speed, if he's hitting on that slider mid counts, that's where you look for him. I look for him to put it away and go back with his fastball and put away changeups. If he keeps throwing with that breaking ball, that's kind of where he gets in trouble sometimes when he's trying to find it and can't land it mid counts, and he's using different parts of count. But if he's liberal with his changeup too, in the middle of those counts, his fastball is going to play. Fastball is his setup. Fastball is his out pitch. So what he uses in between and how he uses those effectively is going to be the story of crisp, quick innings or the long ones for him. But we got him, and we got Joe Kimlich. So we got at least 7 innings of lefty and Kent Kleiman coming out the pen tonight. So we'll at least have 7 or 8 innings of lefties on the bump. So we can work on controlling the running game at first right there, and that kind of help. That'll help take the pressure off Zaid. That'll help take the pressure off infield and focus on getting some more ground balls that we need when runners get over there.
Was that the battery in Washington when those were together? When Villalobos was pitching? Do you know?
I think I had Hank pitching.
Well, I'm glad we can see Zaid behind the plate, his first infield action. Joe Kimlich, obviously a guy with an electrifying slider, so coming behind Villalobos, that's kind of the blessing you've been gifted here with 2 extra days, off days before that next series, so you can put one of those probably traditional starters into that bulk relief like we saw with Josh Hudgens last night. So a lot of exciting things happening tonight as well as that concert. Are you looking forward to the postgame concert?
I don't ever get to stick around with those post-game concerts because I don't do a little post-game deliberation with all my coaches. But I do that, and then now I got the baby, so I can't tell my wife I'm going back down there. You and the baby are sleeping in bed by yourself. So no, I'll usually get to hear them before because they'll play something before and they'll do some stuff during the game. And it'll be a band where I'm like, I tell the guys like, hey, go listen to them, man. They're pretty good or whatever. But most of the guys will come down and trickle down. But myself, maybe. That baby's away, but chances are slim.
Okay, well, either way, there's going to be a post-game concert. Thomas More Stadium, at least you'll be able to hear them, hopefully. But either way, tonight, Game 3, the rubber match, Y'alls versus the Capitales. Max, when do you got the start for that?
6:35.
6:36 here at Thomas More Stadium, or catch us on flowsports.tv. Think we do have all the technical difficulties sorted out, so we should be good on Flow Sports. Either way, Chad Rhoades, Rory Teddimer.
Oh, do I have anything? Oh, yeah, sure. I'll ask one question. So, not to prolong this a little bit, but yesterday and opening day, same hit total, but very different scores. What do you think is the main difference maker there, and having the same hits but not having the same outcome?
In the runs? I think Rory said it in that post-game thing. Is you have stranding guys. So it was the big hits in those big moments when we had guys on. You know, we stranded bases loaded one time. We only scratched one. There was a couple times, yeah, we big innings. I thought we pushed the bases well. Like I don't think there was any. There was 2 instances where I thought we could have been in scoring position, which might have made it easier to chip in 1 run in those middle innings. But other than that, I thought we pushed the bases pretty hard, and I thought we got guys on. But the other big knocks when we needed it with those bases full was kind of what we lacked. We had a similar thing. But like I said, last night I don't think it was an offensive thing. I was very proud of what they did.
I'm looking forward to it tonight. Hopefully we get that big hit and a rubber match where I know the team wants to win it real bad, especially Zaid. I know he's got a lot playing for him. He lost on his birthday. The Warpath, I didn't even see that as well. Either way, come down tonight, Game 3, Capitales versus the Alls.